Firstly, let me say I'm sorry about the clickbait title. I really am. The reason why I did that clickbait title, because if I wanted to put what I wanted as a title, it would be a huge spoiler. This video is a huge spoiler for the third book of the Arcs of Omen series called Vashtor. So if you haven't seen any of the leaks floating around, if you don't want to be spoiled, then please leave the video right now. I'm only going to talk about a certain aspect that is all about Azrael, which for me is fun, sad, hilarious, all at the same time. So let's jump in and let's get talking. Now, for those of you who haven't been following the lore so far, Vashtor is about to take on the Dark Angels. The chapter master, or should I say Supreme Grandmaster of the Dark Angels, is none other than Azrael, a legendary warrior throughout the galaxy, you know, renowned through the Imperium, through Space Marine chapters, etc., etc. Basically a badass. He's up there with Helbrecht, Calgar, chapter master Valrak, you know, all these famous chapter masters of Space Marines. And now we have a little bit of lore about him crossing the Rubicon Primaris, which for me, again, I found kind of sad but funny all at the same time. And it confirms now that Azrael actually died. He did die. He died a numerous amounts of time. And the way he was saved was by, by the science and by a watcher giving him mouth to mouth, let's say. Now, before we delve into the full quote, and I read it out to you, this literally takes place right before Vashtor's assault, which is about to happen on the Rock against the Dark Angels and everything like that. From some of the rumors and leaks that have been seen from the Vashtor book coming online, it looks like it's going to be an absolute slapfest of a battle, and I will be doing a full video dedicated to the lore, hopefully maybe tomorrow, depending on how much lore I see, or maybe like Saturday, Sunday, something like that, something along the weekend. But until then, let's just talk about this segment. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the text up in the background. This is all about Azrael, and he's crossing the Rubicon Primaris. But it opens a bigger debate about the actual crossing the Rubicon. It's still very, very dangerous, but we'll get onto that after I've read this out. So again, text is in the background right now. At the time the Rock reached the Valvar system, Supreme Grandmaster Azrael had only recently passed through the Rubicon Primaris. The procedure had been fraught. Twice, the Master of the Dark Angels had suffered clinical death and had to be resurrected. On the second occasion, it had taken the intervention of the Watchers of the Dark to restore Azrael to life. Again, that opens a huge talking point in the Watchers. He was still convalescing, having left Master Belial of the Deathwing and Chief Librarian Ezekiel to command the Rock in his stead. With the onset of Vashtor's Bale fleet, however, it became clear that Azrael would not be allowed the time to recuperate fully, refusing to fall in his duties to bodily fertility. The Supreme Grandmaster rose from his pallet in the Apothecarian and called for his gears of war. He would fight these invaders, and where his body might struggle, his spirit would prevail in his stead. So there, confirmation that Azrael didn't die once, he died twice. The second time, he had to be given, you know, a mouth-to-mouth resuscitation of a Watcher in the Dark. But seriously, Watchers in the Dark, bringing people back to life with their Caliban-y voodoo magic. I don't know what kind of magic they use. Their forest magic or something like that. That is a massive, massive talking point, because potentially then, could they save anyone? Could they bring anyone back from the brink of death? We don't know what the Watchers are. They're these shadowy figures that Chaos themselves are absolutely scared of. This leads into stuff about the Lion now. Maybe, you know, they're the ones who fully healed him. It wasn't the Primarch stuff. Maybe the Lion did die on Caliban back in the day of the Horus Heresy, and it's the Watchers that dragged him off and brought him back to life. That is why the rumor is maybe he's doing stuff with them now. He owes them a debt, or, you know, something strange like that. Another talking point is crossing the Rubicon Primaris. There's been a lot of talk that characters could die and stuff like that, but in the Dante book, Darkness of the Blood, one of Cole's apothecarian tech priest, or whatever you want to call him, he was saying that every day we're getting better and better and better at the procedure, and one day it will mean that no one will die when you have this surgery and become a brand new Space Marine. Clearly not for Azrael, because he died twice, right? He was literally nearly bit the bark, as I like to say. And that's it. That's all I've got for you right now. Like I said, I've been given some of the story details so far, not the full picture. For what I've heard, it sounds absolutely amazing. If you want me to put a video out about it, then of course I will do. Hopefully tomorrow, but tomorrow is Foil Rack Friday, so maybe that may interfere with that. Maybe Saturday or Sunday. So like I said, something on the weekend in terms of that full-on story breakdown, because it is a wild adventure from what I've seen. Right, anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry if this is a short video today. I just wanted to get this across because I thought it was really, really interesting. Watchers bringing Azrael back, Azrael dying, the Primaris surgery, still very, very dangerous. It's a wild time if you're a Space Marine, and there's wild stories flown around about this book. Anyway, see ya, have a great day, and bye-bye.